If you see still the resilience in some parts of the world continuing to accelerate, how do you capitalise on that? But also, how do you, I guess, hedge against all of these trade uncertainties?
Yeah, obviously you need to be much more active. So, for example, it's very piecemeal. US trade wars, that mid-cap, small-cap US protectionism, protecting that earnings momentum in that segment seems to be a reasonable place to be a year ahead as you take some listed profit and off the table. Having said that as well, in the shorter term, say 90-day, I think, and some market participants would probably say that the steepness, the recent steepness you've seen in the past 10 days was long overdue, given that we thought it was over correction on that, or the inversion was just overdone, and you couldn't see that given the economic momentum what you were seeing in the US as well. So that pause would suggest that if you can extend some duration, which is quite risky in US Treasuries in the very short term, but obviously see high yields in the years ahead. But in the very short term, that inversion was overdone, and people can see some value from extending duration with US 10 years, for example, if they get to that 310, 320 this quarter. So there's a few different ways, and it's a timing thing. And then just to overlay it again very quickly, commodity volatility to pick up, not energy, but regular commodity volatility to pick up as that confusion, as people start to talk about desynchronisation and the impact of global growth on trade wars 1 year out.
George, what's your top conviction trade? And I know one of your contrarian trades, I'd like you to expand on that as well, which is a pivot in Belt and Road.
Yeah, look, the pivot in Belt and Road, we are so conditioned at the moment that this is the worst thing possible for the global economy. It's clearly been underway for some time, and it will continue. So the contrarian thematic would be, is there a way that they can pivot in the way to, this is a long shot of course, but to reach out with the developed world and to appease and to make everybody a little bit more comfortable, because the desynchronisation of global growth on the current trade wars and talks 1 year out will be quite disturbing, and also for certain earnings particularly, and it won't help the emerging economies. So I'm just trying to look at what's out there that's not priced, and the Belt and Road initiative is rolling out regardless, but is there a way that they can do it in a conciliatory manner? Long shot again, but I don't think that's on anyone's radar, because in this part of the world, in the APAC region, Belt and Road initiative is everywhere in a very sort of silent fashion, but it's a very persistent way. Obviously in Africa it's there, and in other parts of the world, Belt and Road is not slowing down, and is there a better way around it? So I don't think the market has really quite got on top of that or priced that in.